Hey everybody, this will be a short video because I'm in the car charging the phone in the driveway because we have not had power for the clock in here about 24 hours. Freezer's still good. Refrigerator's probably not going to make it because we kind of got unlucky. About 2,000 people lost power in the local area here, but and I don't understand how it's wired really where we are locally or what the deal is. But there's power like 8 houses that way, power like 4 or 5 houses that way, and power about 10 houses that way. But everybody in that tiny circle no power. So there's only about 20 houses right here that don't have power. And so unfortunately, by the rules of restoring power, we're going to be on the bottom of the get it fixed thing, which sucks. But, you know, they gotta fix, fix what restores power to the most people. So it is what it is. It kind of sucks because I had like one ruins building in one color. All I've got to do is put the Rune Lord brass on that last really large ruins building. Wasn't kind of looking forward to it because it's a lot of colors, and even on the small buildings, it takes me like 3-4 hours to put all that Rune Lord brass on all the little rivets and all the little bolts and nuts and things on there, and all the little pieces that I put it on. And it is mind-numbing sometimes after you do so many buildings. It really is just like, oh, I can't take it anymore. But I just got to get that one building done, and then all my ruins buildings are done. And my, is it Relicus Militarium or Militarum Relicus? I think it's Relicus Militarium. Got that. That would be done. And that's actually the last piece of Relicus Militarium. All the ruins buildings are actually done. And then I need to get them outside and get them seal coated. But I've got to get it all done by Thursday. And because it's got to be able to be dried and done, and then packed up early Friday, and then taken down late Friday to the store so we can set up for the GT on Saturday and Sunday. So that is not good at all. So hopefully they get it back sometime today. That may be the case. If not, then we're going to have to start worrying about the big freezer and the food that's in there. The good thing about the big freezer, though, is that when we got it, we just went ahead and paid the little extra money because it cost so much for it anyway. And we had the money at the time. They had an insurance policy thing on it, where if it ever broke or you had a situation like the storm and you lost the food in it, that they would replace that. So that's good. So at least that's good. And there wasn't really a whole lot in the refrigerator, so it won't be bad to replace the stuff. Milk, eggs, cheese, the basics. It was kind of running low, so that's good at least. It need to be cleaned out anyway, I guess. But yeah, if they don't get the power on for that by, I'd say noon, then yeah, the stuff in the fridge is not going to be a no-go. And I know that because the fridge we have, it has the ice maker up top in the door. It's kind of in the refrigerated section, but it has its own airflow so that it keeps ice frozen, and that's starting to leak water that I've been cleaning up. So that means the ice is melting. We haven't opened the door because we're trying to keep the cold in there. And if the ice is melting in that freezer compartment, that means that the temperature is dropping drastically there, which is no good. So that's unfortunate. But other than that, everybody turned out pretty okay in my local area. I think there was 10 deaths. Oh, I had a very bad connection for a second there, but it's back. I think there was 10 deaths in Florida. Man, that just sucks. It sucks when anybody dies in these things. It's just like, and one, I think the circumstance is like, it may have been 5 people that were part of the same family. And the news story said that it was 5 people that were the same family as that one singer who got shot at the concert by her fan club president. I forget the name. But if that's true, that's just the horrible blow for that family. That's just crazy. And then I don't know about the situations for the other people, if they were just in areas that they shouldn't have been, they didn't evacuate, or they were trying to evacuate and couldn't, and what happened there. But you always got to think safety first and your life first. I mean, there's nothing that I own that I wouldn't just walk away from, close on my back, go, done. And I've actually had, willingly and unwillingly, had to do that 3 previous times in my life. I lost everything. My home, car, everything I owned. And it sucks. It really does. In fact, when we came down here, back home to Alabama from Virginia, because we were in Virginia for a while when I was in the Navy, but when we came back, about 2 years after I left the Navy, it was September 12th, the day after 9/11. September 12th, 2001. And we had rented a Ryder truck. The back area was open to the front. It was a very small truck, and the reason we rented the truck is because we could, because we didn't have any credit cards, and we could rent that with the little bit of cash that we had left. Oh, there goes that bad connection again. Oh, go away, bad connection. Well, hopefully it doesn't affect the live too much. But anyway, but we could with the little bit of cash that we had left, because we had lost our home and pretty much all of our stuff, and the only thing in that truck was us and our 2 children at the time. And we drove the truck down here, and we found someone, bought a car. It was a couple $100 for that. It was old, beat up piece of crap. It took it took a lot to keep that thing going. It really did. I spent a lot of time keeping it going, but and then we had just enough to rent this crappy trailer. And then the next day, after we got down here, my wife started the job that she had down here. It was with Papa John's Pizza. Not the greatest job, but it was money. And we bought some groceries, and that was it. That was all the money we had. And we had to wait until her first paycheck to get money. But not really, because I did a bunch of stuff that I always can do. Drive around, pick up metal, and take it to the metal place, and a lot of odd jobs and work and stuff, because, you know, we just had to start over from zero. And that was just one of the times. And you know, we've had our house flooded out and lost a bunch of stuff and things like that. But, you know, I'm just saying that, you know, you've got, come on. Well, it dropped me out there. I hope this isn't doing too bad. It's getting kind of stormy here again. Let me try. See, look at, that's probably why this is dropping in and out. I don't know how this will affect it online, but anyway, my point was being that things, objects, it doesn't matter how much you paid for them, they're not worth you and your family, man. You see something, make the decision. Just go. Get out of the way. Run. Left, right. Don't do the what was it, Prometheus thing, where you're running in a straight line from the big thing falling at you. You know, that's kind of not bagging on the Florida people. That's kind of what happened, because, you know, Irma's coming and you're all running north. You didn't have any other way to go. Ocean on 3 sides, but yeah, do a jink on the side, left or right, or something like that. But yeah, just update why I haven't put out the videos I've needed to put out. I wasn't to put a couple out when I got my very bad connection again. But I've got a couple that I want to put out, but no power at all. And I've got my phone hooked up. I even had to. The reason I'm sitting in the car is I had to go to Walmart and get a new charger that would work in the car with this phone, because the old charger that I had was I just died from age. It was like 4 or 5 years old, and it just wouldn't work anymore, unfortunately. So, but now I get this charge, and I can sort of talk to you guys, except for this very bad connection thing that keeps popping up and reconnect. Hopefully that works. But yeah, I got the General's Handbook 2017. Want to talk to you guys about that. Spoiler alert, there's changes and a lot of stuff like that, but there's a lot of new stuff in there, and you can use the 2016, 2017, and use both of those. So it's pretty cool. I wanted to show you what I'm bringing to the GT. I don't know if I'll be able to do that now before the GT. I might have to show you after the GT what I brought and discuss how well or horrible it did. It probably will do horrible, because I'm just doing kind of an army I want to play, not something that's like optimized for victory, which is what I always do, play what I want to play. Beyond that, I'm just hoping that this rain dries up, because I can't spray in the house. I mean, I could, but that's not a good thing to do, and to really need it not to be so humid to clear coat these things outside. So, and we need the electrical workers to be safe. It's no good being out in the rain, and it's getting kind of cold. I don't know why, if it's because of the rain or the weather that got pulled in from the storm. And it's just cold and wet. Those guys, they do a great job, but it's a horrible job to be out in the cold wet. I've done similar things when I was in the Navy. You know, there is no place colder than a long pier that goes out in the water, where there's no ships on it but your one little tiny ship, and that wind is whipping down that pier, and it's already like, 10 degrees, and that wind is hitting you, and you're kind of a little wet from the spray from the water. Whew, that's cold. Probably people down in like the South Pole or the North Pole or something, they probably colder than that. It still was cold. All right, because this keeps switching to the bad thing, and I'm rambling at this point, I'm going to wrap this up. Just wanted to say, power's down. As soon as it gets back up, maybe I can get some stuff going. But beyond that, I'm just going to be out here every few hours, probably, because I've got nothing else to do. So watch YouTube videos here. Watch me some eating beer and stuff. He just uploaded a video a few hours ago. My phone was dead when he uploaded it at 1 in the morning, but now that my phone is recharged again, because I've been sitting in the car for 2 hours, I'll probably go watch the video and see what it's about. And then when my thing dies, I'll just come back out to the car and charge it again. Alrighty, guys. You guys have a good day. Stay safe if you're anywhere in all this mess. Still a tropical depression headed up to Columbus, Georgia. But that's probably just going to be wind and rain. And hopefully Jose stays away, because I know in our area the problem that we have is, like, when we have something like this come through and it rains a lot, the ground around here just gets saturated to the max. And then if something else comes in within a couple days, there's just nowhere to go. And the drainage systems that they have here are not very adequate. They really aren't. They really need to do something about that. But then we get massive flooding. Massive flooding in certain areas. That's one of the reasons we chose where we have now our house, is because you never know what could happen. We could probably have something where would happen and it would flood here, but it's less likely, very less likely. Higher ground. So but the bad thing is that there's 4 directions leading out there, 4 different roads we can go. And on each one of them is a low-lying bridge before we can get to civilization. And so the chances of those being washed out or impassable because of water is high in certain situations. So all 4 of them at the same time hasn't happened yet, but it's possible. So that's an issue. Alrighty, you guys have a great day. Stay safe. Have fun gaming. And if I can't talk to you before the GT, I'll talk to you definitely right after, which will be Monday, I guess, because it's Saturday, Sunday. But I will try to get something out before then, if we can get power. But like I said, we're low on the totem pole. Alrighty, I'll talk to you later.